Welcome to the Messy Mary. I'm your host, Kirsten, from themessymary.org. Today's scripture comes from Isaiah 53:6 in the New Living Translation. All of us like sheep have strayed away. We have left God's paths to follow our own. Yet the Lord laid on him the sins of us all. Well, we have come to week 4 of Shark Month. Holy cow, or maybe I should say holy shark. Can you believe we have reached the final week of Shark Month already? This week, I'm going to cheat a wee bit because the movie I'm using is actually not a shark movie. It is a killer whale movie. Like I said, I cheated a wee bit, but hey, they both swim in the same ocean, right? So I'm going to go with it. There is a new movie that came out in 2026 called Killer Whale. And spoiler alert, it's horrible, violent, and bloody. It might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It wasn't really that bad, but it's definitely not one I would recommend. But the thing that's really bad about it is that it portrays orcas in such a horrible way. And that really bothers me. And so, disclaimer, I do not recommend watching this movie. I watched it for you so you don't have to. Just to be clear, I am not recommending watching this movie. But anyways, there is a scene in the movie that actually stuck out to me. But let me give you a quick backstory really fast. 2 girls and a guy head off to a beautiful area of the ocean on a jet ski. The area is surrounded almost completely by a reef depending on the tides. When it's low tide, there is a little section of it that becomes a sandbar. Anyways, the guy gets killed off really early on, and then there was 2. The 2 women are stuck in the reef area with a killer whale who is stalking them, supposedly for vengeance of things that had happened to it. Now, in that reef area, there are these little rocks interspersed. No, I shouldn't say little, it means ones that people can actually sit on. And so the women are trying to go from rock to rock to get to that little patch of sand that comes out of the water during low tide. One of the women, Trish, makes it to the sandy beach, and she's just gotten on the sandy beach when all of a sudden they hear an airplane. And so, of course, they do what everybody does when they see an airplane and they're stranded in the middle of an ocean being attacked by a killer whale. They both start screaming for the airplane to stop. They are screaming at the top of their lungs. Then Trish is trying to write SOS on the sand. She is backing closer and closer to the water as she's screaming and cussing at the plane to stop. Then she steps back into the water so that her ankles are covered by the water. And then she goes up to her calves. At this point, I'm sitting there going, do you not know anything about orcas? Orcas can hunt seals on the beach. They come all the way up to the beach line, grab the seals, and yank them back into the water. So as she is stepping back farther and farther into the water, I am like, get out of the water, get out of the water, get out of the water, come on, get out of the water. Well, of course, orca comes up, grabs her, yanks her back into the water, and she ends up dead. So I'm sitting there completely frustrated at this point because I'm like, really? And then I thought, oh my gosh, how many times have I been that woman backing up into the dangerous water when Jesus is trying to say, Kirsten, don't go in the water. Don't back up into the water. Nope, that's a no-go zone. Don't go there. Don't go there. That's going to be really dangerous for you. And I don't listen, or I can't hear him because I'm so focused on wanting to do what I want to do. I just started imagining how Jesus must feel when he's watching us walk into something dangerous and he's telling us, don't go there, stop, don't go any further, get back up on the shore, you don't want to go there, that's a no-no, I'm trying to warn you, I wonder how many times throughout my life Jesus has tried to warn me. Probably more than I would even care to admit. Because there's times when even I knew I shouldn't do the things, and I did them anyways. I can almost hear him in my ear saying, Kirsten, come back towards me. Come back towards me, Kirsten. That scene with Trish getting dragged into the water from the safety of shore was a very vivid picture for me of what happens when we don't listen to what Jesus is saying, when we step into the dangerous water where we're not supposed to go, where it gives the enemy a chance to snatch us and yank us under. That's where my mind went when I saw the scene. I know it's kind of strange, but that's where my mind went. And it reminds me that Jesus wants us safe. He wants to keep us safe. He would love if we never had to go through anything. In fact, he died trying to protect us from making all those mistakes and getting into dangerous waters. Today, let's thank Jesus that when we keep our eyes focused on him, we can be safe on that beach with him, on that sandy white beach with him, and we can stay there with him. We don't have to start stepping backwards into the water yelling for help. We don't have to go into places where he never intended for us to go. And let's thank him for the times that he was there to rescue us and bring us back to the safety of his sandy beach. For this week's Step of Faith, if we are tempted to even stick our big toe in dangerous waters, let's thank Jesus for letting us know immediately and then giving us eyes and ears to hear what he is warning us about. And let's thank the Lord that he always tries to protect us and warn us. And Lord, help us to listen to your voice calling us and keeping us exactly where we need to be, which is with you, Lord, with you. Until next time, with Jesus' help, let's be less messy and choose what's better. Have a blessed day.